Silly season kicked off early this week when Alpine decided to up and leave for Aston Martin, no doubt in an effort to extend a career that still manages to provide moments like this.
Will Hamilton go into the shutdown a lot happier than he will be at the moment behind Fernando Alonso, who goes over to the right-hand side. Now, Hamilton forces Alonso to defend the way Nico Rosberg said that he should be doing, but still Fernando Alonso gets better traction going out of turn one. Hamilton trying to go around the outside, here into turn two, does brake later this time, not late enough. Alonso stays ahead, but this is going to carry on and on.
Not only did it turn up the heat on the pit walls of Formula One, but in particular, it ratcheted up the heat to 11 for one particular team, and in particular, its Australian driver. Of course, the team I'm talking about is McLaren, and Daniel Ricciardo is the name on everyone's lips for all reasons beyond his control. As the dominoes began to fall, Alpine moved quickly yet loudly to lock down their reserve driver Oscar Piastri to a seat for 2023. Except, Oscar knew nothing about this. After releasing a press release announcing he had a drive for 2023, Oscar quickly jumped onto social media to refute that he'd signed any agreement, and furthermore cancelled his affiliation with the French team, saying he wouldn't be driving for them at all next year. This then begged the question. Canberra Milk Kid and Piastri's manager Mark Webber had been seen chatting to McLaren CEO Zak Brown at the Formula E. And then shortly after, reports were made that Ricciardo was told that he would be getting the shaft for 2023. It was then reported that Piastri's alleged agreement with McLaren has reportedly been validated by Formula One's Contract Recognition Board. So what's next for Australia's favourite Formula One son of the last decade? Here's my take on the good, the bad, and the ugly options for Danny Ricciardo if Oscar Piastri does make the move to the Papaya team. It wouldn't be the first time an Australian drove for Williams, but this would arguably be the least attractive proposition for Ricciardo. Jos Capito is doing a great job rejuvenating the long-time outfit, and it just feels like a team that requires the youthful brashness of Alex Albon alongside a driver looking to prove themselves. They're not quite capable of consistent top 10 finishes, and with Latifi on the way out, I'd say that the English team would be looking for a rookie to step up into their ranks. Danny has nothing to prove in the sport with his 9 wins, and while Albon might have more to learn, Danny will be looking for points and podiums, and not to be best of the last. My prediction is this seat may be taken instead by Nick de Vries, who's been patiently waiting in the dark for his Formula One opportunity. It's a similar situation in my mind here with Alfa Romeo, although Valtteri Bottas, who has an Aussie connection through his partner Tiffany, they already have a talented driver with a long-term commitment, and Danny would be forced to play second fiddle here. Add to the fact that Ricciardo has never driven a Ferrari-powered car, at least not in Formula One, and he'd be playing catch-up from day dot. Questions must be asked if the Alfa Romeo Sauber outfit have the funds to pay for his large salary as well, when they're undoubtedly paying a fair share of chump change for Bottas himself, and then of course there's the Zhou money. My prediction is this seat may be taken by Théo Pourchaire, so long as the Zhou money isn't required to keep the team going and that Zhou doesn't buy another seat for next season. That said, Zhou has been in good form this season, considering the limits of the car and, well, that crash. Short of him coming back to Australia and doing V8 supercars, this just feels like the most natural fit, doesn't it? Despite having to work, of course, under Otmar, it seems to be the best choice for Danny right now. He's worked comfortably with Esteban Ocon before, and they're a team that are arguably going in the right direction if their improvements in straight-line speed and impressive qualification results thus far this year are anything to go by. That said, Alpine could swoop for Zhou, a former Alpine Academy member, but a return to a place where we've seen happier times with the Australian driver seems a fair deal. Although, Zhou has come out and said, about his time at Alpine recently. Now, there have been rumours that Mark Webber has been in touch with his old mates at Milton Keynes, and that there is an offer on the table. If this is the case, old Aussie Grit might be one of the most shrewd operators on the market. If this is the case, Webber could be using the hype behind McLaren's desire for Piastri to leverage the Red Bull Academy into a seat at AlphaTauri. It's not exactly the nicest thing to do to Danny, but again, that's the business of professional sport. And don't think there isn't any substance to this either. If, say for example, Danny now takes up his 2023 option and stays with McLaren despite what has occurred in the last couple of weeks, it opens a tantalising all-French option for Alpine to pick up Pierre Gasly, who is out of contract as well and is unlikely to wait around until 2024 or 2025 to displace Checo Perez. Alternatively, in a merry-go-round, Danny may choose to go to Alpine, and McLaren could opt to pick up the Frenchman that they have often been linked to, instead of Piastri. In either of these scenarios, the overlords at Red Bull would surely not balk at a talent like Piastri joining their ranks, especially as his all-but-ended ties with Alpine. Pitting with Tsunoda, or perhaps even a Liam Lawson for the ultimate Oceanic Dream Team, and 2023 could see an AlphaTauri side with 2 rookies for the first time in 5 years.